Just finished my cool down for my practice today. 400s times 12. Got my boy Richie, who also got the Cloudmonsters. So we'll tap in with him and see what he thinks of the shoes. Yeah. Okay, let's go. We got Richie in the Cloudmonster 2s. Richie, tell me your honest opinion on these new shoes.
This is my long run day shoe, easy runs. Any day that I just have to get the work in, but I'm feeling really tired. Does a lot of the work for me on my easy days. But I feel like they're just so stiff and thick that anytime I have to do anything, like even like a dynamic warm up, I kind of want to put something on more flexible to get my feet more ready and warmed up. So I switched to, say, my New Balance Rebels. And yeah, but this has been a great shoe for those days where you're just tired and you just got to get the work in, you got to get it in every day, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Sick, let's go. Thanks for that, bro.
You're welcome.
Take my word for it, running with a shaved head is probably one of the best feelings someone could have on a run. Finished my run in the new Cloudmonster 2s, and today we're gonna be doing a track runners review on what I believe was and potentially still is the best everyday trainer on the market. I spent the last couple of years running in the Cloudmonster 1s, so I'll be giving you guys an in-depth review as to what I personally felt about the new updates on the Cloudmonster 2s. No one sees this video before it's out, so it's my honest opinions, honest thoughts about the Cloudmonsters, and let's get into it. So if you guys watched my New Balance Super Comp Elite V4 review, I go through three things. I go through a comparison between the previous model and the newer model, where I put this in my rotation, and what I personally feel about the shoe. So let's get into it, starting with the comparison between the previous Cloudmonsters and the Cloudmonsters 2s. Being my everyday trainer, the Cloudmonster 1s were my favorite shoes that I had in my rotation. And that's high praise. I had some of the newest and nicest shoes from multiple brands, from Hoka, New Balance, and on. And I'm gonna be honest, these took the top spot for easy day running. If you guys have been living under a rock, you guys have missed out on running, making a gigantic push into the track and field industry, being on some of the fastest athletes in the world, as well as some of the fastest athletes in collegiate NCAA running. I'm not gonna lie, I bought into the hype. When I saw Lex and Leo Young over at Stanford wearing these shoes on their cooldowns and warm-ups, I thought, hey, I wanna try those shoes out. Super weird cloud tech with the holes in between. I didn't know how well that'd be for running. I thought so many rocks would get in there. Luckily, to my surprise, honestly, I didn't have to deal with that issue. That issue actually arose more so in the middle plate where they have their speed board. But putting these on, they're very, very firm. I personally have some strong feet. All my soccer days, all my running in no shoes, playing soccer on the street, built my feet up to be strong. But when I tell you, I put these on and my feet hurt, okay? For the first couple of weeks, my feet hurt in the Cloudmonsters. Are not meant for everyone. If you put these on and you feel you have the same pain that I did, chances are these shoes are too narrow for your foot. Luckily, I have very narrow feet, so I got used to it, but I noticed a lot of people do have pain in these shoes, and it's a real love-hate relationship online for the Cloudmonster 1s. So, Cloudmonster 2s. The Cloudmonster 2s have come in with a larger stack height in the bottom, as well as a wider toe box, and shout out Evan, a deeper heel cup. That heel cup is amazing, okay? My first couple of runs in these shoes, not that comfortable. Now, I had a problem with the comfortability in the previous model of the Cloudmonsters, but it was a different type of comfortability, okay? So those prior were too tight. These ones, on the other hand, are almost too loose. I'm a 9.5, and I've always been wearing 9.5 for all my trainers. So I expected no different when I put 9.5 on it with these. To say that my toes touch the front is true, but they made it super wide that you really, really need to tie these shoes tight to feel that your foot is locked in place. My friend Richie put these on and he has a wider foot than I do, so he bought them immediately. But he also noticed the same thing. He's been running in them for the past 2 weeks, and what he's found is a similar situation. So 2 of us now have found out that these shoes are very, very wide. So this could be beneficial in the later stages of a run. Your feet are swelling up, they need more space than they need at the start. So that could be a true benefit to these shoes. And I've noticed in my long runs, I go straight to these. These are great. And when you're hitting 20K, you still feel like you're moving, and these feel great, fantastic. Moving forward, where do I put these in my rotation? Well, I used to use the Cloudmonster ones for my everyday easy days. So that'd be anywhere from 6 to 15 kilometers. And this is at a relatively easy, moderate pace for myself. And what I found is I can't do the same anymore for these shoes. I currently go to these shoes primarily for my long runs and my warm-ups before a practice. I'm still not used to the ride that these Cloudmonster 2s provide, as I was so used to that narrow, tight feeling of the Cloudmonster 1s, and these are just too wide and they almost give me too much space. So in their terms of comfortability, I would rank them around actually a 7. Yeah, around a 7 out of 10. Although they have an amazing design and they still have the cloud tech, they just aren't as comfortable, in my personal opinion, as the Cloudmonster 1s. If I had to go right now to my local running store, Fit First Footwear, to pick up a new pair of Cloudmonsters, I would honestly go for the Cloudmonster 1s. And this could be maybe a controversial take, but I feel like the Cloudmonster 1s almost had the perfect easy day trainer. Now, although there was many people with a hate relationship with these shoes, I personally love them. So maybe it worked perfectly for me, but maybe not for someone else. And I think that's what's happening with the Cloudmonster 2s. I think they're not working exactly for me and for my demands, but maybe for someone who likes to go on more easy day runs and maybe has a wider foot, this shoe can be the perfect shoe. Again, they still have that cloud tech. They also have the speedboard inside. They actually updated the bottom of the soles, so now they don't have that hole where, they don't have that divot where rocks used to get taken into. So they have made a lot of improvements, but the overall ride for me is just not a favorite. Let me take a moment here. On running, whoever is designing your stuff, I can clearly see it's Swiss engineering. Whoever's designing your stuff, they need a raise, because some of the clothing, some of the shoes you guys are coming out with, they're amazing. I've been loving the colorway of these so far, and also just the look with the On Running and Cloud Tech logos and logos on the side. I'm a runner, but I'm not a shoe expert. If you guys want a more in-depth video about the Cloudmonster 2s and all the new features that they bring, please be sure to head over to FitfirstFootwears YouTube channel, where Evan will go more in-depth and in detail as to what the new Cloudmonster 2s bring. On that note, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.